Hi everybody! I am so excited about a new mold line that I want to show you. I'm not even going to tell you I'm Dominic Palazzolo, founder of Marvelous Molds. All I want to do is show you these molds, okay? Because we've done something really special. So take a look at this. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what it is, all right? I'm not. I'm just going to, I've got some sheeted fondant. It's conditioned, 1 teaspoon of Tylose to 1 pound of fondant. You all know the drill. And now I'm just rolling over the top. See how great Marvelous Molds trims it. And then, I'm pushing it down into the details. Maybe some of you are seeing the shape and you can possibly guess what I've got here, but I'm not going to tell you. All right? Now, always remember this, folks. Take the cutting blade, this edging here, and push it inward and down, and you'll finish the edge of your mold before it ever comes out. And then you don't have to trim it with a knife. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Gonna loosen it. And now for your viewing pleasure, there it is. I'd like to introduce our cable knit cake border, okay? Now we're zooming in on this, and as you can see, I have been able to duplicate every weave, every thread in the knit pattern here, and it is absolutely perfect. In fact, this looks more like knit than real knit, okay? Of course, I want to show you something. I've got another one right here, and as usual, look how these go together so that as you put them around a cake, you won't be able to tell where you stopped and where you started. Okay? All right, now, this is the cable knit border, and we're just going to put this over here. All right. So, maybe some of you out there would like a braid. Well, I'm happy to accommodate. Here you go. There we have it, the braided knit border, right together with the cable knit border. I don't know if you're seeing this, but this looks exactly like the classic designs that you see on a sweater. Okay, but I'm not done. I'm not done. I've got something else to show you. Another cake border mold. Let's take a look at this one. You've all seen this before. There it is. That is the ribbed knit cake border mold. And again, popping details. But I've left the best for last. Now, this was the hardest mold for me to make. It really kind of, was a challenge. And I think maybe some of you might be able to see the shape here. I haven't totally finished it yet. I wanted to show you that on this one, what you got to do is you got to pick out these pieces, okay, before you unmold it. So that's what I'm doing, okay. And now, I'm sure you see the shape. And you're wondering, is it really going to look as good as maybe you hope it does, right? Because, this is something, if you've guessed what it is, this is something that is a challenge. You know, it's a real challenge to pull off. Very, very difficult, right? Okay. Just making sure I got the details. Just making sure that I've pushed the edges in. Okay, let's make sure that we can unmold this easily by just holding the mold and pulling the lip down while keeping the bottom still. Don't let the bottom move. Okay, you ready? You know what this is. This is a pom-pom knit border mold. So, what do you think? Real enough? I have to tell you that I am especially skilled at taking a fabric and being able to copy the details from it. I invented a process that I use where what I do is I petrify the cloth or fabric. I make it hard, and while it's in that condition, I am able to come in there and capture all of the characteristics that make that type of cloth special. So, what you have here is the beginnings of an entire knit line for cakes. Now, let me tell you why I think this is going to be really cool. When you make cakes with this knit texture, these molds produce something so realistic that your friends, relatives, customers, when they see the cake, there's this unbelievability about it. There's kind of like, it's kind of like fooling the brain. When they see a cake, and you're going to see some cakes later on in this video, made with this, the brain tells them that it's knit. And the brain cannot accept that it's actually fondant and you can eat it. And this is really, really good because that's exactly what you want them doing. They're looking at something so real, and then they're going to have the opportunity to take this beautiful texture and eat it on a cake. So when we saw how these came out, I was so excited and I couldn't wait to show you. And this is really the first 4 patterns of a 14-piece mold set, and I'm going to be showing you more. Let's go back down to this, okay? I wanted to just show you. Remember when I showed you how these two go together? Well, I can do the same thing by just cutting it in half and taking this side and putting it with that side. So let me do that, okay? So here's the braided, and see how that goes together? I don't think you can really tell. Okay, let's do that again, all right? There it is, the way it was out of the mold, and then when you put them end to end together, that's how they're going to look. Of course, you know that this one is real easy, right? See how beautifully they go together, and you cannot tell. We always do that at Marvelous Molds. We make sure that these cake border molds are 2 times the length of pie, and that one end fits seamlessly right up to the other end to end all around your cake. So it is absolutely perfect, okay? So now let's take that over here, and you can see how they fit right together, and there's no loss in the gap, okay? So that is the collection of knit cake border molds. But stay tuned here. Don't go away. I'm coming back and showing you something even cooler. Okay? So hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've been waiting for this next segment. So what I'm going to show you now are 3 Simpress panels that have the knit motif in them, okay? These are pretty special. I can't wait to show you. Now remember, the Simpress is a new thing that we came out with maybe 6 weeks ago, okay? And it's a cake panel maker. You can use the device to put these panels on the side of a cake, or you can use the device to make the panels, refrigerate them, take them out and they're firm, and you can just put them on by hand around a cake, all right? Okay, let's look at this, all right? So here's the first one. And this is just called the Classic Knit Simpress, okay? So let me turn this over. And there you go. Can you imagine the side of your cake looking like that? We're going to be trying to zoom in on this so you can see the perfection of the knit weave that we've captured. This is your foundational cake panel. This is something that you can use as a background of knit and then putting panels and accessories in the knit line over, okay? Always remember that the Simpress panels lay great for cutting. Now I'm using a round cutter. Imagine that I put that on top of a cupcake, or I put this on top of a small cookie. Look at the beautiful detail that you can get. Of course, I'm using round cutters, but you can use holiday cutters, and you're going to see on some cakes that I'm going to show you later on in this video how that was used. So let's take this, all right? We're going to be ramping it up, all right? So this is your basic foundational classic knit. Okay. Okay, so now what we've got is the next Simpress, and it's called Rib and Cable Knit. Let's take a look and see what this... There you go. No, ladies and gentlemen, I did not cut this off of somebody's fine sweater, okay? This is fondant. This is a Simpress cake panel, okay? And as you can see, the realism is shocking. It's unbelievable. If you were me standing here right now and looking at this, your brain is telling you this is not fondant, this is not edible, this is knit, okay? Okay, so let's put that one aside. And now, this is my personal favorite, okay? So you got to think, well, gee, you know, we have the classic knit and, you know, and we have the cable rib. Where else can you go? And we found a knit pattern. By the way, we worked in conjunction with a master knitter, and we evaluated different types of threads, whether it's cotton or synthetic, or you can even get thread that has some bamboo in it, okay? And what we did was we tested all of them. The diameter of the needle makes a difference in the pattern. And we tested all of these with a master knitter until we got the look that's perfect for cake. So the next one that I want to show you was really, really hard, but I thought as a texture on a cake, it's so impressive that we had to go through the gauntlet. We had to learn how to actually capture it. We did, and let me show you. So all this buildup is worth it, okay? Look at this. This is called the Trinity knit, and I'm sure you've seen this on really cool sweaters. Let me show it to you. And there it is. You've seen that pattern before, where you've got all these popcorn-like pieces that are all put together and connected, okay, by these strands and almost like ropes that you see. And look at the perfection. You can see the geometric pattern. Even though it's knit, we were able to have it made so that it's absolutely perfect. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Watch how this panel, just like everything else, all right? Gonna put this side by side, end to end. Here you go. Bam! That's how your panels are going to go end to end around your cake, and you will not be able to tell where you started and where you stopped. So that is the 3 Simpress panels that make up an important part of the knit line. So I'd like to take a moment to tell you how this whole knit line was conceived, how the whole idea came about. It all started with a cake made for a young girl, and that young girl just happened to be the daughter of Anne Heap. You've heard of Anne, haven't you? Owner of the Pink Cake Box and recipient of the prestigious Dessert Professional's Top 10 Cake Artists of North America Award. Anne has made many cakes for celebrities like Rachel Ray, Betty White, and many others, and her celebrity cakes have been featured in People magazine, the New York Times, Food Network, TLC, Bravo, The Rachel Ray Show, and CNN. Anyway, Anne used my mold making material where you can make your own molds. It's called silicone plastique. She had her mother make a knit swatch, and she made a mold of that swatch that her mother created. She then used that mold to create the decorations, and when the cake was finished, Anne liked the results so much she approached me with the idea of creating a collection of molds that really explored the classic knit designs that I have shown you in this video. It is my pleasure to announce Anne Heap as the newest Marvelous Molds collaborator, and it has been a real pleasure working with her. So now that you know a little bit of history behind this knit line, I want you to hold on because I got more to show you. Do you think that I would go this far into this knit motif, this knit line of molds, and not provide you with the all-important accessories? So let me introduce the doodads, the jewelry, okay, for your cakes. So here's what I got right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at these, okay? Here you go. These are the large knit buttons. And these are the medium knit buttons. And these are the small knit buttons. Okay? So you have your choice of these little cuties in different sizes that you can put on your cake. But maybe some of you aren't into knit buttons. Maybe you're into leather, okay? Well, I've got something for you, okay? Here we go. Let me show you our large leather buttons right there, and our medium leather buttons. And I've got these, I've got these cuties right here. We got the small leather buttons right there. I don't know if you can see that, but the detail is popping, and it's just so realistic. It's going to amaze you when if you buy these molds and use them. You won't believe it. But anyway, now what I want you to do is I want you to think over your lifetime, sweaters that you've owned, sweaters that you've seen. We've got these buttons right here. That we've got the knit buttons, we've got the leather buttons. Is there still a button that you've seen before with sweaters? And a toggle, right? A toggle. And we've got them. So let me show you the collection of toggles that we've got. And let me just unmold those for you real quick here. Okay, so what we got is this center one, all right? And hopefully we're going to be zooming in on this. This center one is the basic toggle button, okay? And then what we've got are variations on the theme to the left and the right. If you want to get fancier, we've got a really geometric one, and then we've got a stylized one. So you've got your choice of 3 toggles. Okay, so now that I've shown you all 14 molds that are a part of the knit collection, maybe what you'd like to do is see how all these molds can work together in order to create the trend that I think is coming in 2018 for knit cakes. Can you make a wedding cake with the knit motif? Of course you can. And many, many other types of cakes. There's cookies too that you're going to see, and what I'd like you to do is sit back. Let's delve into the world of Ann Heap and look at the cakes and the cookies that she's created using this whole line of knit molds. Well, I hope you liked the cakes that you saw that Ann Heap created, and it gives you some ideas of the potential of the knit line. I really do think that this is going to be a trend in 2018, and I think that you can have a lot of fun with it. If you want to get these molds, they're available at marvelousmolds.com, or you can go to any of our fine retailers and distributors all over the world. The only thing that I want to say at this point is you've got to get these molds. They are really fun to work with, and I think you're going to enjoy the reaction that you're going to get from your family, your friends, and your customers. So I want you to know that new products like this are going to be coming out in the future. We never stop. We're exploring all kinds of designs. And if you'd like to be the first to know when we come out with a line like this or other great innovations that we come up with, when you go to marvelousmolds.com, just go down to the bottom of any page and join our newsletter. And in that way, we'll be sending you our videos, new product announcements, and the sales that we have from time to time throughout the year. I'd really like to thank you for your interest in our products and the time that you spent with me today, and I hope you like the knit line that we just introduced.